Well, I am doing a senior profile on him. His very last story kind of explored his career.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your remembrance of Chris High coming in here?
A young kid, skinny kid from Oklahoma City who talked a mile a minute and, oh man, just it was bubbly, great energy, awesome enthusiasm. Love the way he played. Just a great kid from a tough situation. He's made the most of his opportunities here.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I'm going to get into it with him, but I think it's well documented about his mom, and
Yeah.
they had a tough time, but they've stuck together, and I know how much the love between those two. But when did you kind of get a little more sense of his background?
Not long after he was here, you get to know him, recruiting him a little bit. Coach Okaitis was down in that area at first, and so then you get to know Chris. He's at prep school. You see him interacting with the guys there, and then he gets here, and we moved him to B back right, not long after he got here.
Was
so
he a slot back?
yeah, he came in as an A.
It's hard to believe.
I know. Well, he was 180 pounds in high school, and now he's up in the 225 range. So he's done a great job transforming his body. But just yeah, you got an idea. Just talking to the kid, and you try to sit down and get to know him each a little bit, and certain things come out during conversations. And then obviously his mom's battle with breast cancer, and that was a tough time for him, and we were able to kind of help talk to him and mentor him and guide him through a tough situation there. And you get to know more about mom, and it's just an unbelievable story about a kid who comes from a tough upbringing, and now he's going to graduate as an officer.
Well, and on that note, I know Chris has said many times he wasn't sure he was going to make it through here early on. Are you proud to see him get to this point? I mean, that's got to be one of the great feelings you get as a coach.
It is. Yeah, I mean, to see a kid come from where he came from to graduate and be put in a position to be successful for a long time, I mean, that's what makes this job so much fun. It's great winning football games. That's all great. But to see the finished product and to see Chris kind of transform into a young man right before your eyes, that's what makes this job special.
Right, and he has developed into an outstanding fullback and has had a lot of good games, got a good career. Can you just talk about the player he's become?
Yeah, I mean, right now he's our most dynamic B-back. So he's made himself everything he is. He's earned every bit of it. Football didn't necessarily come quickly to him. He took him a little while to learn things, and once he did, his effort and his energy took him the rest of the way. And just so excited for him and the career that he's had here, on and off the field.
From the time he was moved to fullback till now, what did he improve? Was there anything in particular that he got better? Was it vision? Was it cutting? I mean,
yeah, I think everything. I mean, at first he didn't know how to pass protect. We got that fixed, and then as he's evolved and learned the offense, things have slowed down for him. His vision's improved. He now has an understanding of what we're trying to do. I mean, a full understanding of the offense and how he fits into the puzzle. He's just one piece of the puzzle, but he understands where his piece is, and he's able to help guide and mentor the young guys at the position, and hopefully carry on the same traditions that Alex Teach and Noah Copeland and Chris Swain and those guys before him helped teach him. He's able to now pass that on to the young guys that are coming up through.
And this has been kind of a tough year because he's had some injuries, battled some injuries, and missed a couple games. I mean, if you just try to keep his head up and say, hey, we're going to need you before it's all over, like as in two Saturdays from now.
Yeah, I mean, his opportunities are going to be there. Right, we're going to need his best. He has battled through some injuries all throughout his career as a freshman, sophomore. Last year, well documented, he had some injuries, and then this year got dinged up a little bit, had to miss a little bit of time. But the kid's perseverance shines through, and he just continues to work through things, persevere, and come out of it a better person at the other end.
And he is a bit of an interesting personality. I mean, he's funny. On Showtime, you see him interact. He's got a sense of humor. Is that sometimes get on Coach Judge's nerves, or do you have to?
I don't know about nerves. Sometimes you just got to tell him to shut up. Like we said earlier, he's got an unbelievable personality. It's contagious. He can get a whole room going, and it just escalates quickly. And then when it's time to go to work, we gotta shut it down and get back to work. And he's good at that. He understands. Hey, we're having a tough meeting here. I probably shouldn't crack a joke right now.
Right.
But at the same time, he knows how to start a meeting. He knows how to keep it light and keep guys, on their toes and laughing and enjoying their time here. So, if you don't have a good personality, this place can be tough. But he's got a great outlook on life, a great personality, and it's helped him get through this place.
Let's go back to the beginning. Coming to the Naval Academy, you know, when they recruited you, you probably were like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. You know, like when I first got here, you know, well, technically I didn't get. I got it when I first got to Naps. You know, I just thinking like, this is very different. You know, I don't necessarily think this place fits me. But you know, like through all the trials and tribulations, you know, I guess I could like begin to see like a little glimmer of light. You know, like I guess just like you know like. The like with the help of my mom, teammates, and it was just like kids that I didn't even know, you know, within a couple months, you know, like those were my best friends.
Right.
And then you know I get to the academy, and then you know like it's pretty much it's a bigger family, you know, like you you come here, you know, and they tell you like, oh, the brotherhood this, the brotherhood that, and I'm thinking like, man, you know, like this is just the same, you know, like it's this people. I guess basically what I'm saying is people are just taught.
Right.
And then you know like stuff starts to unravel, you know, like school began to, you know, like it was, I guess I can say like it was easier than it was in Naps, you know, like I began to like actually try and stuff like that also, and then like I guess my junior year my mother got breast cancer or whatever.
Right, I know that.
Pretty much
ask you about that.
Yeah, pretty much everyone you know like everyone basically put their arms around me, you know, and they were there for me. Whether it was just, you know, like somebody to talk to, or, you know, hey, Chris, you know, like you can come over here and hang out with us or something like that, you know, like it was just cool, you know, like to keep my mind away from it. So everybody, like this place is beyond, like this place takes you beyond football, and it does what it says. It's what it says it does. It builds men of character.
So who are some of your best friends on this team? Who are the guys you met either at Naps or when you first got here that you really come close with?
So I probably like my best friend, Ty Dozier. He's not on the team, but you know, like he's I probably say like he's my best friend, and then you go down the line. You got like Brennan Jones, Jerry Thompson, Craig Scott, Jamal Daniels, like Miles. I mean, you know, like it's pretty much. Honestly, I would just say every senior, like every senior, and honestly the whole team. Right. You know, like I like to talk a lot. You know, I talk to everybody, so you know, like I've grown and get to attach to a lot of people, you know, including freshmen.
Who, when you first got in here, I know you were a slot back, which is hard to believe that you were recruited as a slot back. I'm trying to picture Chris High as a slot back, but when they moved you to fullback, was there anybody in particular that helped you? Was Noah here at Copeland? I'm trying to think of who might have been a mentor.
So it was, it was Noah, but Noah was that hard teacher. You know, it was just like, all right, I'm gonna tell you what to do, and if you don't get it, then you're on your own.
Right.
You know, and then I guess from there it was really fast, and then as I started to come around, you know, like to open my eyes and actually understand what was going on, you know, like Noah began to actually sit down and help me, you know, like get the plays and stuff like that. Also Chris Swain, you know, like he basically became an older brother to me, and then me and Miles, we pretty much meshed up really well, and Sean White, pretty much, everybody, like even Jalen Wade, you know, like he showed me, like him and Ezell showed me stuff beyond the field, you know, like that. Right. And it was just like, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta sit back and you gotta look at the whole picture and stuff like that to begin to assess things.
Right. Well, let's talk about your mom, because I know that it's a special relationship, and I know how close you are. But what can you say about your mom? Because this is the chance to do it. This is your senior feature, and it's what she's meant to you. And I'm sure you wouldn't have probably got it through this place without her encouragement and, you know, sometimes slapping you on the back and saying, you better do it.
So, you know, like early on, just as a kid, you know, I really didn't understand things like, dang, like why my mom can't be here, why my mom can't be here. And then I want to say my junior year, you know, like my mom basically just like, you know what, like I'm at everything. When I'm talking about from the wrestling matches that was 3 hours away from the house, or the football games, or the track meets, like literally she put her all into everything. And then like I began to understand, you know, like, oh wow, like my mom sacrificed so much, you know.
Right.
And then coming here, it was just like whenever she would tell me a story, like something that happened in her past, it was like, dang, you know, like I need to suck it up.
Right.
Like, because what I'm dealing with is nothing that she had to deal with. And then, you know, like, I guess, like, that's my best friend, man. Like, I love that lady.
Well, how cool was it to be able to go back to Oklahoma? That had to be a pretty neat experience in your career, to be able to play as a senior in Oklahoma, have family and friends there, and have a good game.
Oh yeah, man, that game was great because my sophomore year we got to go to Oklahoma, and it was you know, like I got in. I want to say, like, I got in at the end, you know, and I was like, oh, and I'm about to run hard. I got to score, you know, like in front of my family. And then my senior year comes, and you know, I'm like, oh, you know, I gotta no matter what, I have to make some plays. I got to make some people miss. And you know, like I'm thinking like, all right, man, I
Get
think,
that one big run.
yeah, exactly. You know, like I think I had like a total of 40 tickets, and everyone showed up. You know, and like to hear, you know, like just to hear my family over there, like, dang, like, you know, like I made it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
cool.
yeah. And then I also have like my little cousins. You know, like people that look up to me, like, you know, like anybody can do it. You know, like it doesn't matter where we're from. It doesn't matter what's your certain circumstances or anything. You know, like as long as you push and go through life, you know, like you'll make it.
Right. Well, that's what I was saying. So you're going to be Marine Corps?
Yes, sir.
Right. Are you looking forward to that? I mean, you think
Oh,
that
yeah,
still
like-
fits you?
Yeah, from like since I've been here and while I was at Naps, you know, like I've grown to, you know, like really get close with Marines. I like the mentality, you know, like it's pretty much it's a close knit group, just like family, it's just like the football team, and you know, like everything is hands on, you know, everything is physical, you know, and I would like to say I'm a physical type of person, so you know, like I like the mentality that Marines bring.
Right. Well, I mean, I haven't gotten to know you over the years. You got a great personality. You're fun and funny. You crack jokes and always smiling. Just kind of talk about it. Has that just always been you? You've always been this outgoing guy, and why are you so funny?
Well, see, you know, like I try to like see the bright side of things, you know, like I mean, because at the end of the day, if you hang on like the negatives in life, you know, like pretty much you're just gonna go straight down here. So if you just sit and you be like, all right, well, you know, like I had a bad game, but you know, like, you know, I say it all the time, like Gary, you know, well, guards come, you know what I'm saying, like, and he's blowing stuff up, you know what I'm saying, and I took pride in that, like, dang, you know, like my man actually got hurt ball, you know what I'm saying, like. So it's, like I said, it's just the little things, you know, like that you can see, you know, and like dang, you know, like that's a positive outlook on life, because things can always be worse.
Well, I've heard you say in the past, you know, there was a time when you worried about getting through here, didn't you? I mean, is it cool to be a senior? You got your service assignment down. You're gonna be graduating. I mean, it's pretty cool to look back and say, I made it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like I talk about it all the time. You know, and that's one of my testimonies. You know, I can tell all the plebes. You know, it's like no matter what you're going through, trust me, bro. If I can make it through this place, I know for a fact you can make it through this place. And you know, I tell them from the grades to like getting in trouble, like and Naps. I was probably the most. I wasn't the most, but I was one of the few that were, you know, exactly. I was one of the few that was, exactly. I was one of the few that was always on restriction or, you know, like on judgment day, you know, I was probably like one of the last kids with that iffy decision, like, should we let him in, should we not, you know, and basically, you know, I'm still here, you know, I'm pushing forward, trying to get to May.
All right, baby. You're the man.